Alright, so one of Hoaglandia's resident whales really loves Terror of Mount Velus. We've played Mount Velus in Timmy Red, a big red deck, a couple of times on stream. Last time, not as successful as this one. And this time through, we've got a green splash here, or full straight Gruul. Got Spellbreakers, Domris, Destiny Spinners, some Rhythm of the Wild to give our Piggly haste when it comes into play. So let's go ahead and dive on into a constructed event with this one and see if we can floop some big giant monsters into play or not. Have I restarted Arena recently? I've not. It's a good suggestion. Deck building. Deck building threw me off from my normal. We have Marauding Raptor in the deck as kind of an aggressive way to ramp. Domri also gives you a way to ramp. So variety of non-Paradise Druid ways to ramp up your mana. Sure. This is a little slow against someone playing aggressive. I don't want to worry anyone. Nobody panic, but there is a huge cockroach on the other side of the board. So if that's going to gross anybody out, I understand if you got to turn your stream off. It's a phenomenal draw. So they can sack this to their thing to make me lose Bonecrusher, but that's fine. So next turn, we get to play Purphoros. Oh, do they not have any more threats? It's really good for us. Would have played around Blessing. That's a good suggestion. I didn't get punished for it, but I agree that playing around Blessing would have been smart there. So next turn, I can play Bonecrusher. Wow, no respect, huh? Oh, this has haste. Right, I forgot this gives everything haste. That's so good. So hoping to draw another monster with red in its casting cost, or a Domri, so that way we can play. We can attack with Purphoros next turn. Rhythm, that'll do, pig, that'll do. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Already has haste from Purphoros. The old -16. Got him good. Repeal and some Thrashy boys in. Probably don't need this here. Probably want to be a little bit more interactive, especially on the draw. Lava Coil sounds good. Leave my chunky top end in, trim these. Let's try that. think I'm supposed to mulligan that hand. What's this do? Enters the battlefield, double the power of each creature you control, they gain vigilance. That's cute. This is a 4-drop, assuming the Raptor gets to live. It's a big assumption, though. Yeah, Wargy, you're focusing too much on just, like, trying to only play good cards, and that's not the purpose of a deck like this. The purpose of a deck like this is to try and do one very explicit thing, which is floop this into play in a couple of different ways to get people. Like, if you're trying to optimize, your Gruul deck looks drastically different than what we're currently playing. Put a missing green mana here. Looks good for us. Yeah, floop. For when you gotta floop the pig. Duh. Do I have a green-red standard deck on the website? I do. There is a green-red Sarkhan deck that is up on the website. Wow. Way to pacify my Spellbreaker. Rude. Da-da-da-da. That's a big in. That is actual factual pacify. Is there any reason to play this card over Locked in the Tower? Does anybody recall? Even if I Lava Coil here, we're still dead, right? Because they can protect this. Locked in the Tower doesn't work on flying creatures. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Why not both is a good question. This is fine, right? Got Bonecrusher for a little interaction, this to get us going. Some top end here. That makes flavorfully sense, right? You can't be trapped in a tower if you could fly. Do I stomp something? The 5 mana 10/6. I don't know what cards you're talking about, so it's probably bad. think I just got to take champion on a play. Even letting that sit on the table for one turn means it could go crazy. This was a cut the line. You stack that's a bounce trigger and the Purphoros exile trigger to make it so you don't exile the creature that you brought into play with Purphoros ability. That is how Magic works. That is in fact a legal sequence. Okay. Okay. Land next turn would be real good. Ooh, that's real good. Speaking of, gain some life back. So hoping to draw land so we can Dragon plus Rhonas. Gets O2 and then fights another creature you control. That one seems really good. It wasn't enough for them to not be dead here, but it does seem good. Oh, I should have put this in response. Wait, this only put red things into play? Are you kidding me? Well, now I'm incredibly disappointed. This card's way worse than I thought it was. That's not good, Crunchy. Why did you do this to me, Crunchy? Favorite animation from the new set? Uro's animation is great. Very well done. It's not actual sneak attack. Well, I mean, this card was already borderline not playable. It does have haste, but it just, like, doesn't do anything, right? Like, there's no easy way to get this into play outside of exactly Pig. Punchworthy, there is a chance that the Republicans in the Senate don't even call witnesses in their trial. Much less vote guilty or remove. Sure. This is a 2 and a 3, right? You have to open the bit.ly link in your web browser. You can't open the bit.ly link just in the Twitch frame. So you have to click the open in browser button. The Twitch app has a security feature that doesn't let it open link shorteners. Little Hootie. I guess I exile the land to keep my Purphoros. I guess. JK, LOL. The illusion of choice, yep. Our cards are lurking in the fen, I believe. Something like that. Good example of Rhythm of the Wild not being a very good card. Just like, had Rhythm of the Wild been a card with a text box this game, we probably would be in a better spot. Instead it was basically just like discarding a card. The thing with the maybe on witnesses seems so odd for a democracy. Yeah, that's because Republicans are fascists. They don't want democracy. That's why they continue to vote to keep things like the Electoral College in place. The Electoral College works to subvert the will of the American people by giving people who don't have the majority of the votes in the country the presidency. Rhythm of the meme, you're not wrong. It's quite possible these should have just, like, post-board, I'm definitely going to turn these rhythms into 4-mana Domris. It's possible she should have just been 4-mana Domris to start, just because, like, that's a card that can give haste while also doing something when it's not giving haste. Like, when your hand's empty, 4-mana Domri draws cards at least. Well, if they keep drawing blanks and we draw some gas, we could be okay here. Purphoros, again, just like being another example of a card. Like, we've got 2 cards here in play that are like spells that we drew and we cast, but they just didn't do anything. Yeah, I agree, Chucky. The borderline fanaticism surrounding which even people on, like, even the Democrats were doing it too. Like, saying, like, okay, this has to be the way it is because people 200 years ago. Like, it's really weird to me as someone who, like, likes progress. Like, those people thought, like, dueling with pistols in the streets was an appropriate way to solve their problems, and that, like, only white men deserve to vote. So, like, they obviously got a lot of things wrong. So, like, why we consider things they wrote in the Constitution sacred is kind of nonsense. Realistically, the Constitution's a document that should probably be updated every decade at a minimum. Tradition is peer pressure from dead people. That's a good way to put it. It's peer pressure from dead people. All right, what are we doing? So they have Oven, but I don't think Brontodon's useful. Klothys can gain us some life. I'm going to cut Rhythm just because it's an individual low quality card. Bring in some Domris like we talked about. I guess Coil's okay. I'm going to cut these spinners. I'm going to trim one of these because it hurt me. It doesn't come into play off the other god. Maybe a bunch of white slave owners from the 1700s did not come up with the best government ever. That's a great shirt. Yeah, yep. It's not a buzzword. It's literally just descriptive, Zal. It's literally just descriptive. That's what they're doing is what that word means. Excellent. Gonna god it up, chat. Look at all of our gods. Got some god tribal. Alright, I'm again just gonna stomp their face, because, like, I have 2 pair otherwise, right? So might as well. This hand is boring. It got a little less boring, right? Due to the remorse. Alright, I think with them spending 4 to kill this, I'm actually just gonna play the next one out here. Seems like it makes the most sense. Okay. His animation is so good. All the gods in this set have pretty good sets of animations. I feel like they did a good job with that all around. Wow, rude. I'm gonna hold on to this land for now in the event they play that that 2-drop that makes me discard a card. Any chance of me playing Runeterra? No. I'm not a big fan of Riot as a company. And then, even if I was a fan of Riot, can other people confirm this? We were talking about this morning. Apparently you can't just buy the cards you want in Runeterra. They like gate you on how much money you're allowed to spend in a given week or something stupid like that. Is that real? Some people are talking about it this morning, but that sounds dumb enough that can't be real. Is that like an actual thing? Is that someone walked into a boardroom and was like, I've got this great idea. We're gonna limit how much money they're allowed to spend? Like, just to make my position crystal clear, I think games having a free-to-play option is great and a net positive for those games. I think a game having only a free-to-play option is nonsense. Yeah, people earlier today described it like you're playing sealed.
The only authority that I recognize is chaos.
They said that's intended for the full release, apparently. Like, not allowing people to just buy whatever cards they want says to me, it's actually a very Wizards move, because that to me is Riot saying, you're not allowed to enjoy our game in the way you want to enjoy it. We know what's best for you. You're supposed to play the game how we want you to play it. And that's one of the big failings Wizards has had with regards to Arena, is they keep trying to pigeonhole people into playing Magic how Wizards wants you to play Magic. And they just don't seem to get that the strength of Magic is the variety of ways in which you can play it. Yeah, but you're limited on how many wild cards you can buy. I can't just like go up to Runeterra and say, okay, I'm gonna give you $200 and have all the cards in the game so I can just play Constructed. So Runeterra apparently doesn't let you just buy all the cards. You have to slog through and actually play through progressions for them. Which is awful. Like, as someone who already wasn't ever really interested in playing a game made by Riot, that design decision, I don't care who made it, I don't have any interest in playing a game that thinks that's a good idea. Buying packs is buying the cards, J-Dub. When you buy packs, you get guaranteed wild cards. Ravager Worm Overlord. I think you can make a case for a lot of cards in this deck. Some of which would be good, some of which would be bad. So they can't activate this turn, so I guess I just attack here. It's a game meant heavily for casual players and repels away whales and streamers. Sure, yeah. Yeah, it sounds like they're creating their game to appeal to a very specific type of person, and if that's what they're into, more power to them. Oh, wait. If I'd have put this into play off of Porf, I could have just cast it too, right? Yeah, I could have attacked with this, right? Although this way I can play a land and play this post-combat. So I guess it's not all bad. Are they dead? They might be pretty close to dead here. I don't know. Figure it out, Arena. Dead. Alright, looks pretty dead. Got it. Get it, got it good. Get it, got it good. Look at that. We're on the scoreboard, chat. Flooping pigs. Flooping pigs. Flooping dinos. That's what we're doing here, right? That's what we're here for. Gonna get them. I would love to play first. Thank you for asking, Magic Arena. I think I'm mulligan this. Doesn't really do anything. This is fine. Let's draw a green source, huh? Womp womp. Does Quick Notes offer revision histories like Google Docs TX Pump Fist? Like on Google Docs, you can open your document history up and like pull up the last ton of revisions on it. I think I'm looking for a way to floop here or just more lands. I think I'm in for the lands at this point. Because like next turn, I get to go Domri into Rhythm. And then if we draw a 6th untapped land, the following turn, we can Terror with haste off the Rhythm, which is great. The weirdest part to me about these cards you can't open in normal booster packs is why do they put the set symbol on them? Like who thought that was a good idea?
I'm crazy. Wait till you see my mates.
Like why don't we make it clear that they come from somewhere else? Standard legality, sure, but you could just say this other set is standard legal. We are the many, chat. Never forget. It's in like, there's like these decks that... They're like these decks that let you... That lets you get extra cards. Yeah, like the pre-con decks have cards that aren't standard legal in them. So do theme boosters now. Interesting. Okay, this terror just getting hardcast next turn might be enough to get them, huh? If they don't have a Murderous Rider. And if they had a Murderous Rider, they might have killed this to kill the Domri.
Oh, have at it, boys.
I honestly haven't played any good Thassa decks so far. We've only played one and it was kind of mediocre. Yeah, maybe. Just wait till we play Blue-Black Flicker. Sounds good. There are a couple of Thassa decks in the queue. There are a couple of Thassa decks in the queue. All right. So you're saying there's a chance.
What's that? Something smells rotten. Wait, that might be me.
So this unfortunately does not trample at the moment, but we do get to smack him for 12 here, right? So that's nice. Next turn, Spellbreaker gets to come down with haste and a 1/1 counter and attack as a 5/4 with trample. And this gives double strike to everything till end of turn, but it permanently has double strike. So it's gonna get in for 12 every turn, which is nice. They'll top deck Rider. Shh, don't jinx it. Sure. I mean, that doesn't really do anything against this, right? I guess it jump blocks it for a turn. They bounced over this. I was like, oh no. Oh no, they're coming for us. Yeah, because cat blocks for free. Are we still short? We're still short, right? So we fight Gray Merchant, so we're not, no, we're dead on board, right? Because they drain us, no, we're just dead to the cat, right? Because they drain us for 2 now, and they untap and they drain us for 2? Or we're not dead now? Oh, they have a cat here, never mind. Yeah, we're just dead. So close, and yet so far away. So close, and yet so far away. Gonna board like we did last time. Bring in some coils, bring in some Domris, bring in Klothys. Yeah, how does this card give vigilance and not trample? When I think green, vigilance is the mechanic, I think, for sure. Creed is the vigilant card draw color. Couldn't have said it better myself. The old vigilant card draw color. Well, it's a good start for us. There is no more color pie. There is only green. Alright, so do I Domri this turn so I can potentially Porf next turn? I think so. Maybe I'm just supposed to Bonecrusher Giant.
Come and destroy.
Maybe. He's dead, Jim. You killed him. This is a reason to maybe just Giant last turn. Easy bottom here. Not looking for more land since we have Purphoros. Rhonas is just happy to have been invited to the party for once. So I think if they just pass here, we just like stomp the Fenlurker, play Bonecrusher. Nah, that's not true. Let's just play Purphoros. Just get this into play so it's not in our hand to be discard spelled. Green doesn't have actual creature removal. I mean, a lot of the fight cards are close. And like things like Domri's Ambush are pretty close. Yeah, a lot of the best Necrotals have been printed in the last couple of years. Well, shoot. Now killing this isn't very appealing, so I guess I just like stomp their face. Yeah, Beast Within kills any permanent. It's true. Okay. They're giving us a window to draw the dragon, chat. They're giving us a window to draw the dragon. I need you to believe, chat. Dragon! It doesn't even double its own power, right? What even is this card? This card is so bad. Doesn't give itself vigilance. Doesn't double its own power. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, hey, hey. Oh. All right. We got another shot to draw a dragon, chat. Dragon. Alright, so we're not dead on board. I get to chump block their 2/2. And then we could rip a dragon still. We get it, Erebos. You're impressive. Wait, did I just miss lethal? If I block this, yeah, I'm dumb. I just assumed they weren't going to make an attack that left them dead on board. So, if I would have blocked this, they would have died? Because this wouldn't be a creature? Eh. No, they healed for 2 anyways, because it hit me. Oh, Shepherd would have gotten the token back. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. Yeah, so that attack was fine because of the Shepherd. Yeah. Thank you, chat. Didn't make a mistake, just died. Alright. Rhonas is real bad. Rhythm of the Wild, pretty bad. I think if you wanted to keep the core idea here, you could play Domri Chaos Bringer to better effect. I think you could play some Klothys because we do have a lot of cards that give a decent amount of devotion. I think this card is super reasonable. Yeah, if you're playing Klothys, Worm is okay too. Ravager Worm's an okay card to flip in and out. So I think if you wanted to play like green-red Timmy like this, something like this is probably a little bit better. This has better synergy with Purphoros as well, which is nice. It does enter the graveyard, Ty Glorious. So Murderous Rider is a trigger when it enters the graveyard. Nexus of Fate is a replacement effect instead of entering the graveyard. So those are 2 different things. Why we have that distinction is stupid in my opinion. One of those 2 things should disappear and the other one should become the norm. But yeah. All right, what are we doing? We got some other decks to get through here today. The next one, not quite pigs flooping, but we've got some Niv Mizzet Reborns, which is definitely a Twitch chat favorite. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit a quick ad roll while I flip everything over, and when we get back, we're gonna jam some 5-color Niv Fires here. So thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.